everyone. I'm glad to see all of you digging into Season 10. We've loved seeing you welcome our newest hero venture and enjoy the Mirror Watch event, playable now in the arcade. Mirror Watch is fun. Just a little side note here. If you haven't played Mirror Watch, check it out. It's a good time. However, this week, I want to look ahead to our mid-season update and discuss some changes we have on the way for the tank role. In Overwatch 2, tanks are the imposing heroes who take the brunt of the fight while enabling their teammates to secure eliminations. Well, right now, you're getting rolled and hoping your teammates get eliminations. While tanks are a big target for opponents to focus on, many team comps aim to burn down a tank's HP quickly, or they get moved around a lot from displacement abilities. Absolutely. I was just talking about that later. We've received feedback that tanks can either feel like they get taken down too quickly in a fight, or that they're impossible to take down. Yes, I think that's going to be very rank dependent on how that works, but yes, it is definitely feedback where either tanks become unkillable, seen with Orisa at times, or tanks just fall over. There's no in-between, there's no like, and the in-between is like the sweet spot here, right? Like you want to find the sweet spot of being taken down too quickly and surviving for too long, right? Though that's the situation there. So our mid-season update is going to help balance how many hits tanks can take to stay in the fight better. Okay, first, we're specifically buffing the tank passive to have a 25% damage reduction from headshots. Oh, that's actually huge. I didn't even think about that. That's actually huge because headshots are where you get the majority of the damage because of the large hitbox. So that's 25% less damage on any headshot from any hero. So like that's huge. And that's also going to reduce like a little side note before I go on there. That's also going to make it so there's a little bit less ult charge happening, right? Because if you're getting less ult charge on crits, then you're just going to take a little bit longer to build ult. So that's also going to kind of help with ult economy there. Wow, I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't expect that type of damage reduction change because like that's actually kind of, I'm very curious to see how this plays, but I'm excited about that. That's really good. That is really good. Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry. When I say crits, it's headshots. So yes, if you're playing Mauga and you're like, you're doing that, that's a little bit different, right? But like for the majority of the hero pool, it will apply to that. But I like that though. We're also increasing the knockback resistance for tanks from 30 to 50%. Does that mean I'm actually going to notice the knockback passive now finally? Is it happening? Let's go. So there we go. So we have a 25% damage reduction from headshots. And then we also have 50% knockback resistance now. So when you get booped, you're going to get booped for way less. We're also making some global gameplay changes that impact tanks. One is that we're reverting the armor damage reduction back to reducing 5 damage per projectile with up to a 50% maximum. This means heroes like Reaper or Tracer will have more work to do to take down heroes like Reinhardt. Heroes with high burst damage per projectile will still be effective, but these kind of tanks have better means to counterplay that type of damage. Wow. So now that's also huge because the armor change reduction makes it so heroes that struggle with the armor will feel the effect, but then a hero like Echo will have that high burst damage. So wow, I guess you're right with Hanzo too. I mean, honestly, as much, I would love to be able to complain about some of these changes so far, but like as a tank player, this is great. As a tank player, this is awesome. I am not complaining as a tank. Next, we made a light change to our overall HP recovery passive that will enable mobile tanks to get back to the front line faster. The health regeneration passive for all heroes will no longer recover 20 HP per second out of combat, but instead recover 10 health plus 5% of their maximum HP per second. This means a hero like Reinhardt will recover their health at 45 health per second in a roll queue match. So wait a second. How much HP does Roadhog have? I'm just going to do the math with Roadhog. So if Roadhog has 800 HP, 10% of that is 80, so then 5% is 40, so you would get 50, is it 50 health per second on Roadhog? Am I understanding the math correctly? If you're out of combat? Keep in mind, I'm just doing math. So if D.Va has 700, 800 HP, just do the math there. So yeah, this is going to be huge. This is like massive changes. This is going to, I don't know how this is going to play, but like, yeah, you can't, this is wow. Like I was expecting maybe like a change here and there, like, you know, apply the DPS passive, but these are like major tank changes. Yeah, like exactly. Tanks like Winston, Diva, and Wrecking Ball benefit greatly from this. This is like massive changes. And once again, to give you an idea, chat, this also, and I don't know if they even like looked at it this way, but like this also is going to affect like how ult charge is happening, because like if your tank is able to passively heal a little bit more now, you're going to have less of that, like you feel like you have nano every team fight. So this is wow. Is it just a light change? Oh, I'm not saying that's a light change. I'm saying I expected a lighter change. You get what I'm saying? So this is very interesting. Like this is, if you're a tank player, you're going to be having a good time. I am a tank player. That's me. I am a tank player. That is me. Okay, we continue on. I mean, listen, you've heard me complaining about tanks for a while now, and I still play through it, but these are major changes for tank. I feel like this is, if you're a tank player, you're gonna have fun. I could be wrong. Maybe we're gonna be like, oh, we're so back, and then we play in 2 weeks and it still feels terrible. But on paper, if I'm just looking at this from an initial reaction, this seems great. This is live in, I don't know actually, mid-season, but when's the mid-season? Altogether, these changes should have an impact on some of the pain points our tank players are experiencing, as well as the balance of the game. I have a feeling we'll see a lot of movement in the meta over the remainder of Season 10. Oh yeah, I mean, this will absolutely. I don't know what the dominant tank will be. Actually, honestly, Reinhardt might be dominant. Uh-oh. I say uh-oh because you want to see me and Ryan in my matches on Overwatch. It's going to be a treat. In some of the individual changes, Junker Queen is getting a buffed Command and Shout, which will be activated even if you were channeling other abilities like Carnage or Rampage. If I'm using like my Carnage and I'm swinging the axe, I can also hit Command and Shout to activate it. That is really good. And the cooldown is reduced to 12 seconds. So it's on a 12-second cooldown now. And when you use any of your abilities, you can use Command and Shout at the same time. That is a Queen buff. This should change. This change should allow her to be more engaged in intense fights where you need to charge in more quickly. By the way, as a tank player, Queen is so fun to me. I love playing Junker Queen. With Wrecking Ball, we're seeing some creative play with the changes to his grappling claw. However, his ability to contribute to the fight is getting a small buff. The impact damage from a full charge swing using grappling claw is getting increased from 50 to 60. Pile Driver is increasing the enemy movement lockout from 0.5 to 0.75. That might feel tough. That one, the enemy movement lockout, that one with all the other changes is a little bit concerned. I only say that because this might be a bit of an overtune, but we'll see. And finally, Minefield will be a little more threatening with explosion damage increased from 130 to 165. That's a lot of damage. And that's also just compensating for the new Season 9 changes. And knockback increased from 5 to 10 meters. Okay, that's going to be interesting. You're going to go flying. Oh, and here we go, chat. Additional changes coming this mid-season include some light buffs for Junkrat, Echo, and Hanzo. So if you're a Junkrat, Echo, and Hanzo, planning on getting some buffs. But we'll reveal those when you can jump and take these changes for a test drive. Wait a second. Is that a teaser for the Porsche event? That has to be. There's zero chance that's on a teaser for the Porsche event. And by the way, people wondering, I'm pronouncing it Porsche because that's apparently how you pronounce it. And it's funny because in America, we always heard Porsche. They're doing a collab. I think that's what that means. When the mid-season patch arrives on May 14th. That's all for the week. Everyone, thanks for reading, and let's make a great game. All right, I'm excited for tank. Yep, I'm happy. I don't know how this is going to play, and this could be terrible across the board, but I mean, for like all the other roles, but as a tank player, we'll see how it goes. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. It's been like 3 months. So yeah, you heard it here first, and I heard it here first, not at all, but we might be back with tank. Tank might feel a lot more fun now. I mean, I don't see, reading this stuff, I don't see where tank wouldn't be fun. Now the question is, what tank will be strong? One concern I have, by the way, do you know if the HP changes also apply to Ball? Like, is there a moment where Wrecking Ball would get like 80 HPS at a certain point or around that? Because what, you can get up to, is it 1300 HP or what is it? What's the most HP you can get on Wrecking Ball? Like, what's the most change you get in Wrecking Ball? 600 Overshield? So yeah, so like you could, do the Overshields count towards the HP? That's the one question I have. Because if it's 1300, if we do the math of that, we'll do quick math. It's what, 65 at 5%? Am I doing the math right? Plus the 10, so you could be at 75 HPS a second. But if overhealth counts, that's why I'm curious. Okay, perfect. We have confirmation. Overshields wouldn't be a part of the health regen. And thank you for that, Gavin. I just wanted to clarify that. Overshields will not count towards that, so you don't have to worry about like Command and Shout or Beat or Wrecking Ball like shields, they will not count. It did say base health. I just wanted to reconfirm that so we know, because that would be a question to ask. So there you go. It is base HP. You don't have to worry about any of that. As of right now, I don't have complaints for tanks. Like I said, for all roles. Also, one little side note here, and this is just for the Mercy players. I'm surprised not to see like a slight change to possibly Mercy at this point, because I still think Mercy's been struggling a little bit. So I'm curious to see if they maybe do some light buffs for Mercy also, or heroes like that. I just wanted to point that out, because like I'm just surprised not to see something on that. Maybe there is one, and it wasn't put in the post, but I just wanted to... I'm surprised by that.